Hello world! It's Arnold. We're gonna talk about the Predator.
He's not in this.
Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Arnold. Who are you?
Oh, just keep going.
Please come.
Work
My
with
friends
it.
come. They call me Arnie.
Let's power through it, Colin. This is Colin. I'm Dallas. We're the Reshoots. Hi.
Yeah. The Predator is the fourth and or sixth movie in the Predator franchise, depending on who you ask. In this one, there's a twist. It's a comedy now. Also, there's a super predator and a child.
Yes, a child who is not able to feel remorse.
No one in this movie feels things.
Remember when? We'll get to it.
Oh, with the guy in the house?
Yeah. You know how he just killed a guy? His first kill, presumably? Oh. Maybe not. Maybe that's what we're missing.
We'll get to Roy.
I think we're there. I think we're at Roy. I think we just smoothed our way right into Roy.
Rory.
Rory.
Having a stroke?
Not the easiest name.
It's really not. So Rory is a serial killer in the making.
Child. He is on the spectrum, which in movies makes you a superhero.
Yeah.
Because why not? He knows how to work predator technology.
I will say I am glad because as soon as I heard what Jacob Tremblay was going to be playing in this movie, like 2 years ago, and they were like, oh, he's like a super smart genius child who's good with languages, I was like, this motherfucker's going to start talking to predators. I'm going to annoy the hell. And I was waiting for that the whole time, and thank God they never did it.
I'm kind of trying to figure out, were they trying to say that because he has Asperger's, he can understand everything to do with the predators?
Yep.
Like, was that the explanation?
Yep.
I think it was because Olivia Munn kept saying that like there's a theory that people on the spectrum are like
The next
X-Men
evolution.
mutants, basically.
Okay.
And it's like
There's a theory. There are 1,000 theories out there. Not all of them are backed up by a lot. Like,
But this one was backed up by an
yeah, but
alien
saying
coming down to
there's a
Earth.
theory doesn't mean anything. People are coming up with theories all the time.
That's fine. I feel like this movie was written in 5 minutes in someone's basement.
But also, I mean, it makes sense to say that in this movie because the things are hunting down the top of what they think the species is. So if this thing comes to Earth and it's like, we want to hunt down the best of your beings, and they're going after this kid, she's like, hey, just so you know, there's a theory that your kid might be more highly evolved than the rest of us.
Here's the thing,
But
though.
do the predators know that theory?
It doesn't matter if they know it. They know he's more highly evolved for whatever predator reasons.
Well, the wordage he used was, he is the ultimate warrior. Like, that is
was
the
weird.
one person who's a challenge to me, the super predator.
See,
This
Yeah.
8-year-old child, because he's smart.
I didn't like that one because that one was clearly
If you're
just so we would think he was talking
collecting
about Quinn.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
see, the thing is, if you're collecting
Oh,
him
that
because
twist.
you think he could be valuable, that's one thing. If you're hunting him because he thinks you think he can give you a good fight, no, that makes no sense.
Well, that's not what he was doing. He was doing the first thing you said. Of all these times, we've met one person who can understand everything about our technology and language. He's probably the smart one. It's not like, oh, he did math really fast. He figures out things that no human has ever figured out in the history of these movies.
Just want the predator to grab Jacob Tremblay and be like, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. But, you know, in
The
Predator.
Robin Williams Predator to come down. I will end you.
He will.
Yeah.
He'll skin you.
I don't think
Or take your spine. I don't know. He doesn't do both, right? It's one or the other.
it's probably one or the other.
I don't know how he decides. Like, you get to be skinned, but you get to be a
I
trophy.
feel like spine is a better trophy.
Yeah.
Maybe if they destroy your spine where they're killing you, they won't bother with taking it.
Maybe. It's a good question. I've never asked that before.
See, we shouldn't have started with Rory because we haven't talked about his dad.
Y'all started with Rory.
His dad isn't very interesting. He's a guy who shoots
He's
things.
the protagonist.
Yeah, but he's not very
really not that
interesting.
interesting, though.
I liked him.
He shoots things. He kills people.
That's interesting.
I like
Not
him
really.
Not to
fine because he
Oh,
was
that's
likable. But
Yeah, that's why I like him. He's likable.
yeah, there was really nothing to him other than
Boyd
that.
Holbrook.
As I live and breathe. The Predator.
Whatever. So Rory
Yautja.
is his son, and he gets a package of predator technology.
Well, because, what is frickin' Boyd's name?
Quinn
Quinn
McKenna.
is sniping some fool when the Predator crashes next to him, and he steals some of the alien equipment and mails it to his kid.
Did he ever
No,
say to anybody why he did that?
he didn't do that. He has a
Did
P.O.
not.
box. He has a P.O. box, and he sent the stuff to his P.O. box so it wouldn't go to his home, so it wouldn't go to his kid. And that's why the first time we meet the kid, the postal worker is saying, your dad's P.O. box fees are up,
Mhm.
or whatever. So here's all the stuff that was in his P.O. box. So now it's with the kid. And then Quinn later on says specifically, I sent this to a PO box,
So this wouldn't
it
happen.
wouldn't come
Yeah,
to
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Because at first I was like, why did you send this to your kid? You're a terrible father. But then I was like, oh, I get it. You were trying not to.
Still a terrible father.
I mean,
Yeah.
is he?
I just feel like you don't have a buddy you could send it to, if that's the issue.
I think
has
his
a
buddies
PO box.
died that day that
Yeah,
the Predator
his
ship
friends
crashed.
died.
He has no
Those
other
were his
friends.
buddies. No, he's a army dude. His friends
That
are
means
in the
you
army.
don't have any friends who are outside of the army. Do
Nah.
they just the ones you had
He
before?
barely
do
has
they
a
just
wife
all
and kid
not
outside of the
exist?
army.
Why is he a bad dad? Bad dad.
Because he's an absentee father who
Is he
apparently
absentee?
has imprinted upon his child that it's cool to kill people.
No, he tries to tell him that it's not. The
And
kid
yet
is just
the kid is just cool with it.
The kid is a villain.
Yeah.
The kid
Probably
can't
because
feel
of the dad.
He
emotions. That's not
technically
Quinn's
doesn't
fault.
tell him it's bad to kill people. He tells him it's bad to enjoy it.
True.
So go ahead and kill people.
But
Just
he
don't be happy
lied.
about it.
But the kid seems to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't think he
Because he knew his
enjoys
dad
it.
was lying. It's like, Dad, you enjoy
He
it.
didn't
I
blow
know
up
you.
that guy and then
You're a psycho
fist pump.
killer. I'm going to be a psycho killer.
I hope we told you guys this is a spoiler review. So
Y'all
you-
better
you
know by now.
Yeah,
Says it on the thing.
you know the drill.
The Predator spoiler review.
So, now that we're like 10 minutes in,
Mhm.
initial thoughts. What you think of the movie?
Eh.
All right, Colin.
I didn't like it, but that's not the movie's fault. I just don't like this type of movie.
You know, like action movie.
So this is going to be this is a review for every action movie we do from here on out?
Pretty
Yeah, you
much,
said the
they're
same thing for
loud,
Mission
they're
Impossible.
explosions, and I don't care.
That's
You're just
Colin.
choosing that ahead of time not to care about the characters? Or?
No, it's just I sat through that movie wishing it would be over because it was too loud and there was too much blood, and I just didn't understand why any of it was happening or why I was supposed to care.
I feel like that's the movie's fault.
No,
No, the type of movie that it is.
that's
like,
literally I went
it's a
in
Predator
knowing that's
movie.
what
There's
it was
gonna
going
be
to be. Like,
explosions and blood, and Colin's not about.
Yeah, but like there are action movies that have explosions of blood and you still care about the characters.
I feel like action movies that have this amount of blood and this amount of explosions. I don't know if there's one that Colin.
this
cares
movie
about.
doesn't care if you care about the characters.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's what I'm saying. It's the movie's fault.
But I don't think
not
the
just the
movie was
entire
trying. I
genre.
don't think the movie was trying.
That's fair.
Like, I
That's
feel
what I'm
like this movie is for the explosions and the blood. That's what it's for. The characters are there to shoot things.
And I agree with that, which is my problem with this movie.
Which is funny because I disagree with that. Well, to an extent. So I really like this movie because I like the characters, and you know it's a Predator movie, so they're gonna get picked off. Blah 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 blah. Once we got to the point where it had pretty much picked off the characters, that's when I stopped really enjoying the movie because then it just became explosions, blood, and no characters that I could really like.
It's weird because I feel
Care
like
about.
this movie didn't do that thing. Normally, every Predator movie, yeah, throughout the movie you pick off all the characters.
It totally did.
No,
This movie
but
just
it
picked
did
off
it
all the
at
characters
the
in the
end.
last 10 minutes.
That's the thing because
Yeah.
I liked this movie until everyone had been picked off, and then it just became Quinn and Olivia Munn, Casey,
Sure.
versus the big alien, and I was
Mhm.
like, now I just feel like I'm watching a generic action movie.
See, I felt like that when I met the characters.
Yeah,
The characters to me made it a generic action movie. Because
yeah,
they
I
weren't
like
characters,
them.
they were just quips with legs.
I feel like that's only true about the one whose name I can't remember from the ragtag group, the British, Scottish.
Alfie Allen.
Yeah.
What?
Theon Greyjoy from
Yeah,
Game
he
of
had
Thrones.
a name, but who cares?
Yeah,
Did he
his
even quip?
character.
Did he quip? I'm sure he did, but I don't remember.
He might have
He had
at one
lines. I
point.
assume they
Did
were
he?
quips. But the thing is, the
Every
other
line
ones,
in this movie is a quip.
the
so
other
yeah, that
ones
makes
have
sense.
like something.
Notable about them.
Yeah, you have PTSD because of this. You tried to shoot yourself in the head. You are religious. They all have something about them. He
yeah,
did not.
that's his mental disorder, is that he's religious.
I thought that was weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't make a lot of sense.
But whatever. I liked it. They didn't.
I didn't hate the movie. There were parts of it I enjoyed. It was actually the blood and the explosion parts that I did like. It was everything else that I didn't. But yeah, I just felt like this movie was kind of nothing. It was just bland. It was like unflavored oatmeal or something. Just it's just there. I was like, all right, fine, I guess. Other than the Alien vs Predator, the second Alien vs Predator, I think this is the worst Predator movie ever made, and I definitely think it's the worst movie Shane Black's ever made. And he wrote the first, or he helped write the first Predator,
Right. Well, yeah.
and co-starred in the first Predator.
He did.
Yeah,
Hawkins.
Hawkins.
Did he die?
Everyone dies.
He died.
Everyone but Arnold, and the hot
course.
chick.
Speaking of hot chicks, Casey
Colin.
Brackett.
Oh, gotcha.
Colin.
Colin.
You're a hot chick, apparently.
Oh,
All right. What'd you think of Casey?
Oh God. You ever see that movie, that James Bond movie? I forget which one it is, where Denise Richards plays a scientist.
No, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think.
You've seen Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, right? With
Yes.
Willie.
So it's your problem that
She reminded me of those two characters.
okay.
And then she was just so useless and so annoying. Every time she was on screen, I was just like, stop doing everything. Just
Stop doing it.
everything
Just
she was
stop
doing was
being in the movie.
stupid. She shows up and she's like, I'm a scientist. I'm like, no, you're not. Shut up.
Why do you not believe she's a scientist?
It was just her acting was so bad. Her dialogue was so bad. And then when she tries to do action scenes, I'm like, oh my god. It was like watching a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. I just wanted them to add the goofy sound effects every time she would blow herself up or trip over her own feet or literally shoot herself in the foot. I'm like,
Oh, I didn't like that. So you had a problem with Olivia Munn's acting and the character.
yeah, just all of it. Her and Keegan-Michael Key's character were the two that I just could not stand
We'll get to
every
them.
time they showed up on screen.
I feel like I was fine with her. I didn't particularly care a whole lot about her.
Mhm.
The only thing was when the predator, starts murking everybody and runs out, and she chases it. I was just like,
Hashtag not my predator or not my space animal.
he's like, you're not a scientist. You're too dumb. Like, why would you chase this thing? It's not trying to kill you. It was going to. It looked at you, decided not to kill you. At that point, you go home.
Because we had
You
a
made it. You
random
survived.
Olivia Munn gets naked scene.
But you were like, yeah, I just watched it kill a dozen people. I think I should chase it. Like, why? With a tranquilizer
Well,
gun.
also, Jake Busey, is that his name?
Yeah.
Gary Busey's kid was like, don't let him get away. You got this.
That was so stupid.
You got this.
Hey, random biologist that I met an hour ago. Don't let that thing get
You
away.
got a
You saw
degree
it
in
kill
flowers.
everyone.
You can do this.
Like, you don't let it get away. This is your job.
Oh my
I
god.
don't work here.
Hate,
That was
hate.
dumb.
I just don't really understand why she was in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, did she ever have a scene where she dispensed some critical information that only she would be able to figure out? Because I feel like that's what she's there for.
She said, you want to know who fucked a predator?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be it.
I feel like she gave information to the Quinn and his loonies, but it's also information that Sterling K. Brown knew at all times. But
Yeah.
it worked enough because he wasn't usually with her. It was like she'll say something to this group of crazy veterans, and they won't know that. But of course, Sterling K. Brown and his team already know that, and they're doing the same thing. Like, oh, we're hunting this. We know what this means. Meanwhile, Olivia Munn is explaining all of this because her group doesn't know what it means. Worthless, useless. Thought she was all right, except for she tried to chase down a super hunter space thing.
Yeah.
On to the loonies. Colin.
Speaking of loonies,
I don't.
No, I was not. I was
that was a good. Because we already did. On to the hot chicks. Colin. On to the loonies. Colin.
Colin. What'd you think of the bus people?
I didn't really care for any of them because it felt like they were in the movie to be weird
Yeah.
and not really to do anything else.
Or to help fight the alien.
I feel like they were just there to be weird.
So you think if they weren't weird, you'd be fine with them?
If they had more to them than that.
Yeah.
Like, this guy has Tourette's. That's his thing.
And that's all he is.
Who
as
is
a
he
character.
beyond that? I have no idea.
I feel like you guys weren't watching the movie.
Trevante Rhodes was the only one who got any development. The rest of them, like, I have religion. Cool. Who are you, though? I don't know.
So you don't know why Thomas Jane and Keegan-Michael Key's characters act the way they do.
It's not that I don't know why they act the way they do. It's that I don't know what the point of that is.
But do you know why? Because I feel like you don't. I feel like Jesse doesn't either.
Yeah,
Probably
they have-
not. I mean, I wasn't paying that much attention.
Okay. Jesse.
He has PTSD.
Yeah.
Thomas Jane,
Mhm.
and Keegan Michael Key basically does too, and he covers it up with jokes. It doesn't mean they were good characters.
But like, do you know why their relationship is the way it is?
I did miss the line I got that they were friends and that they were watching out for each other the whole time.
Yeah.
They were like the last two survivors of their unit or something.
Yeah, because Keegan-Michael Key had a friendly fire incident. The only survivor of that was Thomas Jane. And that's why they take care of each other the way they do. And that's why the scene where they both die, spoilers, together, they're both like impaled in weird predator-like ways. And then they have to shoot each other. I don't think it would work because that's not going to work. But, you know.
I did like that scene. However, I
Mhm.
think by the time we got there, this movie and these two characters had established themselves as everything that happens is funny. And so when they shot each other, I heard people in the audience laugh like
That's weird.
they thought they were supposed to, and I was like, you shouldn't be laughing, but this movie has set you up to think that you should have. You should at this point.
It didn't, though, because there are scenes where Keegan-Michael Key is making jokes, and then there are scenes where he is like, I can't do this, and Thomas
There
Jane
is
comforting
one
him.
scene that lasts literally about 3 seconds, and then we cut away. of him doing that, and that's the most character development he gets throughout the entire movie.
That's not true, because then you get a scene later of him telling the story of why he's like that. So
Yeah,
like you're
it's in
just
the same
picking
scene.
scenes that you weren't watching. No, it's not.
No, I'm saying that scene was in there where he's like freaking out for like 3 seconds.
Yeah, he
No,
freaks
get out.
out, and then later on, Thomas Jane goes and talks to, I think, Quinn, and talks about the fact that, you know,
Well, somebody else talking about Thomas Jane and Keegan-Michael Key. I think it was the religious guy.
either way, these are two different scenes. Your criticisms don't hold as much weight if you weren't paying attention to the parts of the movie that you're saying don't happen.
I was paying attention. I'm saying they weren't good scenes, though.
But you said earlier that you missed the line that I was talking about.
Yeah, I missed the actual line, but I got the gist of it. Cool backstories that I might have liked to see in their characters, but that never comes to play in the movie outside of here are more quips from Keegan-Michael Key, which are going to be more obnoxious and annoying than everyone else's quips. And then here is Tourette's, which will only be played up for laughs at all times.
Except for the scenes that we're describing right now, which are not that.
Right, where they explain the backstories of these two quirks that they have.
Yeah, which is what Colin
But that's
was
not
saying they
actually
didn't
in the
do.
movie.
It is in the... What do you think? What do you think was a deleted scene? It was in the movie. We watched it in the movie.
No, we didn't. We heard somebody tell us about it.
Oh, you wanted to see a flashback?
I'm just saying make the characters, if that's going to be their thing, that they have these traumas in their life, and you're going to set that up, pay it off in some way.
It's
Also, he was just really annoying, Keegan-Michael Key, the whole time. To me.
obviously.
Obviously to me, because I'm saying it.
Do you think he was annoying?
I mean, I think most of them were annoying. Yeah.
Do you think he was like especially annoying?
Not really. He didn't stand out of all of them. I just kind of lumped them all together as I don't really care about any of them. But he didn't stand out as like, oh, I'm especially upset by whatever you're doing.
Nebraska. Gaylord.
Yeah, see?
Gaylord Williams.
They gave him more than just one character quirk that was going to play up more and more throughout the movie. He was the good one. He had emotions. He was funny, but he was also serious when he needed to be. He was smart, but he also got scared when he needed to be scared of whatever was happening. They gave him the tragic backstory, which did come to play later, of how he tried to shoot himself and then missed. And later in the movie, he's like, oh, fuck it, I get to die saving you now. Sweet. Which was a cool scene, even though I thought it was stupid that he jumped on top of the shield in the first place.
Yeah. But at least he didn't just let it chop off his legs like the other guy.
Yeah, that was really stupid. Yeah, I liked Travante. He was the one that I liked.
I liked him. I actually liked him more than
Boyd.
everyone else in the
Yeah.
movie.
Same.
He was great. He, I guess, can't be the protagonist because he's too crazy or whatever. But he was great. I love this character. Like when when Quinn is like, should I be worried about you? And then he just puts the cigarette in his mouth.
Yeah, that was
like,
cool.
Probably.
It's funny because I saw that in the trailer and I was like, this guy's going to get on my nerves too. Because I was like, it's such a cartoon moment to do.
Yeah,
but in the movie it worked because of the story that he just told. Because of like, this is the character where he's like, that probably hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to take it. Oh, well.
Fire.
I like that. He's like, yeah, probably. That was cool. I liked him. Also, he could have been the protagonist. He just didn't have a super smart son. This Predator was skinning fools 5 seconds after he crash landed on Earth.
Yeah.
He just survived an intergalactic space battle that he lost, crashed onto Earth, where he was going anyway because he wanted to save us, and then immediately starts hanging fools.
That was really weird.
Don't understand.
I think they forgot about that part of the movie because...
Take it back.
Turns
This movie
out-
wasn't written in 5 minutes in a basement. This was written by 5 different people in 5 different basements.
The first Predator had a gift for us because he was trying to protect us from his goons or whatever.
From the Super Predator, right?
And, yeah. And he shows up, and instead of saying, hey, here's a gift, he just starts murdering everyone in the wood, like in the jungle. But yeah, the Predators in this movie were Predators.
Yeah, I like the
I have a lot of
first
experience
Predator.
with Predators. I always like the design, the look of it. It's like a really cool beast or whatever it is. They had dogs.
Yeah.
Big, scary dogs.
Were they scary?
Until it wasn't scary anymore. Yeah, that was scary. Not scary in like a... Compared to most movie monsters, but like if I saw that running
I mean,
at
it was
me, I'd be
playing
scared.
fetch.
After it got...
Lobotomized.
Whatever happened to
They
it.
said it got lobotomized, which turned it good. Because that's what happens when you get lobotomized. You become good.
If you're a space dog.
Sure.
But yeah, then it became a regular dog. It was scary.
Oh, you're just saying it was scary before that?
Yeah.
In the 30 seconds before it got
trying
lobotomized?
to eat people.
Alright, fine, I'll give you that. Yeah, I was not a fan of the Predadog.
I was fine with it until it got shot in the head, and then it was
Yeah.
still there, but not doing anything.
It was being a dog. Why do you guys hate dogs?
I love dogs.
But it was like such
They
an
had a dog.
overtly
They had an
cute dog.
actual dog in the
They
movie,
did.
and I was excited about that one.
And it was a pit bull.
And then that dog probably got eaten by some.
I was confused about that one.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna like be one of the predator dogs in disguise.
Still
Like,
random.
Well, what I
dog.
thought was going to happen is like good predator dog and bad predator dog were going to go at it at one point, and then just now bad predator dog just evaporated. I think I don't know.
But like, you remember the Earth dog, right?
Yeah.
What was that about?
I thought that was gonna be one of the predator dogs.
Me
Like,
too. I was afraid because he
transformed
starts
and
to pet it, and I was like,
Right,
no,
I
it's
was
gonna be
like,
an alien.
mhm,
Yeah.
exactly.
It was a dog.
Or the other, or it was going to try to protect him, and the other.
But also,
predator
like, I
dog
thought it was
gonna
gonna
eat
come back later because they look back when they get in the car and it's like booking it towards
It
them,
is running.
True.
and then they just
We never see
leave,
it
and
again.
it's like, okay.
It went back
It
to
was
its
like-
owner, lived a good life.
It was sprinting.
I did like that they didn't make the pit bull evil.
Yeah.
It was like, oh look, a nice pit bull. Look
It's
at that.
It's always nice.
Shout out to diversity.
Representation matters.
Representation matters. Not all pit bulls are evil.
Most of them aren't.
But yeah, the Predator. I love the Predator. Like, I've always loved the Predator itself. Like
Mhm.
you were saying, as a creature, the design,
Yeah.
it's awesome. I like it because it's got the cool outfit. It's got the
Yeah,
weapons.
mask, dreads.
It's got Kevin Von Strucker, whatever his name is, the guy who was in the costumes all the time. His movements. And then they got rid of all that and replaced it with this ultimate Predator, which doesn't have the suit,
bigger.
has some of the weapons, doesn't jump around in trees and sneak around. It just kind of walks. And even then, it doesn't have Kevin, whatever his name is, movements. It has these CGI liquid movements. I wasn't a fan of the big Predator.
Oh,
everything.
But it can make an exoskeleton.
Which,
Which was
yeah,
interesting. It just
that was
like
interesting.
did it. Like it's standing there, and then like the skeleton just came over its.
This might just be something I missed, but it seemed like that didn't come into play either. Like, he would do it sometimes to make himself bulletproof,
Yeah.
but then he seemed like he was always bulletproof.
I don't know if he was bulletproof before he did it.
I don't know. It was just,
Might have been because of that.
maybe.
He's
I don't
big.
know.
He's
Sure.
scary.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, he's bulletproof because he's big and scary. That's all you need to do. But again, like, I like
Predator
Predator because
4S.
he's like a ninja, you know? He just, like, hides. You don't know where he is. He's invisible in the bushes, and then he pops out and grabs
Jumps
you,
out
and
the
then
trees.
he's gone in 5 seconds flat. This one's just like a brute just going, "Rrrr."
Yeah.
They don't even have the sound effects anymore. They got rid of everything that makes a Predator cool.
I thought it was cool. It wasn't as cool as my like the OG Predator, the homie, but whatever. That one.
Yeah.
Yatja.
The Yautja.
Fun fact: the Predator species is called Yatja.
Yautja.
I don't know if I'm saying that right.
No one knows
It's
if they're saying it right.
Y-A-U.
It's pronounced.
T.
It's pronounced.
Yes. According to
Oh.
Wikipedia. I don't have a transition. Sterling K. Brown.
I don't think we've had any good transitions this whole time.
Speaking of hot chicks, Colin. That was amazing.
You're right. You're right as hell. I resigned everything I've said this entire review.
Resigned?
I rescind my bad. That was
Wait,
right.
did
That was
you say
resigned.
resign?
That guy pissed me off. I'm done. My brain's fried. Rescind everything I've said up to this
Sterling
point.
K. Brown. He's my favorite part of this movie. Now that I think about it, he's just so like his performance is great. I don't want him to be the bad guy, but he's such a good bad guy when he becomes the bad guy. I love him. I didn't want him to die in such a stupid way.
Oh, God. To me, Sterling K. Brown's character is the opposite of Keegan-Michael Key's character. Because I thought Keegan-Michael Key, from a writing perspective, could have been well done.
Yeah.
Just the performance, the annoying performance, just overshadowed everything.
Mhm.
Sterling K. Brown, I thought the performance was really good, but the character I thought was nothing.
Okay.
I didn't.
He's like a typical bad.
But even then, he wasn't really like a threatening villain. At least he should have been that. And I never felt anything from him. Like, first of all, I don't think you could physically take any of these guys. And second of all, like, you're not doing anything other than that to show me that you just show me that you're funny, which is cool. I like your quips because everyone in this movie's got quips, and his quips were good because Sterling K. Brown was saying the quips.
Good.
But that was it. I was like, get it, you're funny. What else are you? Do you have anything else going for you other than being funny? And when it came time for him to show that, he shot himself in the head and was gone. So I'm like, what? What was the point of all of this build-up for this character? And then when we finally get to him, he's done.
Well, I think any character like this, you don't need to worry about if they can physically fight the protagonist. You need to worry about the army of people he has on his disposal.
But even that never really did anything threatening.
Well, yeah,
They
he was
captured
like,
him once, but-
hey, if he doesn't put his gun down in 10 seconds, shoot his child in the knees. And started counting down. And I was like, yeah, he'll do it.
Yeah, I'm sure he
He
would.
will have this kid shot in the knees. That's a bad dude. That's a menacing, threatening.
I'll give you
villain.
that line then. Fine. I think that part was.
And when he
Oh,
like
cool.
is talking to Rory and
Rory.
Rory's like, my dad's gonna save me, and he's like, oh, is he? Is he gonna save
Well, that's what I'm
me?
saying. No, he was
He's a good
hilarious. I'll give you
character.
that. Yeah, he was funny.
That's such a bad person, but I loved him. I loved him.
He was cool. I mean, I kind of wanted him to actually like shoot the kid in the knees just to prove that he
Thank
could.
you.
He wasn't gonna shoot the kid. He told his people to shoot the kid.
I know, but that's one of those things. Just once, I want one of those situations to actually work out where the person does get shot.
How badass would that have been, though, if it had been like he tells his men to shoot the kid in the knees, counts down to 1, and then grabs the gun and shoots the kid himself? That would have been great.
That would have been real cool.
Writing that down, saving it for later.
You guys are evil.
It's not that I
Well, he
want
is
the
evil,
kid
so you
get
want him to be
shot,
evil.
You
but,
literally
like,
said I wanted him to shoot the kid in the knees.
because I hate
recorded.
when villains always do that, where it's like I'm gonna give you a countdown, and at the end of it you're gonna die, and then something
You
either
know
the
something's gonna-
countdown takes 5 minutes when it's supposed to take 10 seconds,
Yeah.
or
Something's
something's gonna interrupt, and I'm just like, come on, one of these days I want it to happen.
That's fair, but you know
That's
that's
not
just to
this
show
movie
us
specifically. Like,
that this guy is evil, and he will kneecap this child, and he's not worried about it. But yeah, let's talk about how he shot himself in the head.
How
Because-
did he shoot himself in the head? Because, Jesus Christ.
So
He
apparently, I
turned-
think I was the only one. There were what, 5 of us. Most people in the theater probably didn't see it happen. They're just in the woods, jungle, forest, whatever, trees. And you know, it's the hunt is on. We have weapons. The predator has weapons. We have predator weapons because why not? You look at something, it shoots something. It's on your shoulder. Sterling K. Brown wants to shoot the predator. For some reason, I guess Olivia Munn steps on a twig or something, and he looks in her direction. She's over here, so he looks. The gun looks from the predator to Olivia Munn and just shoots and blows off Sterling K. Brown's head. And it's just like, that's how you kill him off?
This movie is aggressively
And-
stupid.
and it can't realize that there's something in the way that
Right? Like, I've never seen a predator shoot his head off.
Right.
what?
I'm
This
also
is why
like,
they wanted the kid. The kid wouldn't have done that. The kid knows how to use the gun.
okay, but we've seen characters that use the Predator gun before, and none of them have ever done
We
that.
saw him use it earlier, and he didn't do that. I just don't know why. This character, to me, has been great. And then the way we're going to kill him off is just, oops, I shot myself in the head. And, like, not even show it in a way that a lot of people saw it happen. Like, if you blinked, that was it. You saw, like, a headless body. I think Kayla thought Olivia Munn got shot in the head. Because, like, it shows her and then shows him and then boom.
I thought it was
Headless
like a
body.
random back, because there was a couple of random background soldiers that
Yeah,
were
just
just there to
dying.
get killed off. So I was like, did he? I don't understand. But then Sterling K was just gone, so I was like, no, I guess that
That
was
was
him. Okay.
That was him. He died.
Yeah, it was just such a weird climax to that character. Like, I don't understand why they.
Right.
I don't understand so much in this movie why they did the things they did, and that was just one of them. Where it's like, let's write this character. What's his payoff? His payoff is that he shoots himself in the head. Why would it be anything different? It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's what we're building to this whole time. Ugh. Nobody commented on it. None of the characters in there even noticed he was gone.
Yeah.
Because none of the characters even cared about him as a villain, which is kind of my point. If the characters he's threatening don't care about him as a threat, I'm like, I don't care about him as
Well,
a
at
threat.
that point, it wasn't a threat. It was the
Yeah,
super
exactly
predator
my
trying to
point.
kill them. They
Even
already
that, they
teamed
didn't
up.
seem that scared of him. They never like showed fear. Like the first Predator movie, you see these gigantic macho men just brought low by the fear of this predator. By the end of the movie, they're just like begging for death.
Mm-hmm.
And in this movie, they're just like, ah, look at that predator. Let's make a joke. Same thing with Sterling K. Like, ah, look at that dude. Let's make a joke about him. Even freaking Jacob Tremblay wasn't scared of him. You
He
can't
was scared when he
scare
said, "Shoot his
an
knees out."
8-year-old child. I'll give you that scene. I'll give you that one. But other than that, he's just like, eh.
That kid doesn't have emotions.
Yeah,
I mean-
I know.
Yeah, but that's a thing, though. If you're gonna have a kid character, they're usually gonna stand up to the villain and say, like, "Oh, insert name here will save me." You blah 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 blah. That's just a thing.
Ugh.
You
It is
can't
a thing.
have your kid characters be legitimately
It's a thing in
scared,
bad
even though
movies.
most kids probably would be.
Yeah, make the kids scared. That's why It is a good movie and this one's not.
They're so scared.
They're terrified.
All right, so Quinn fights the predator
Yeah,
somehow, and he wins.
yeah. That's what humans always do. The predators come down and like.
I don't have a
can
I don't
take
have a
him.
lot of experience with predator movies,
Mhm.
but this one bothered me because we've seen the predator kill, let's say 300 people in that
Mhm.
movie, and it gets to them. It sees you, it cuts your head off. It sees you, it shoots you. It sees you, it rips your spine out. It sees Quinn, and it's like, I'm gonna throw you on the grass.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it's
it's
gonna
like-
toss you a bunch of times.
You wanted to kill everyone immediately.
That's the thing. It's like there were several moments where it's got somebody, not necessarily him, but especially him, by the throat, holding them up. Like, okay, squeeze or stab or do
Or
literally
bite
anything.
they bite now,
Oh, they
and that
did
was
bite.
kind of cool.
It's
Yes.
like if you want this guy to die, you've got 1,000 ways to do it, and you throw him away from you. No, if he breaks out of the hold, fine, okay, I'll buy that.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just gonna toss him away from you. Like, I know that this is a movie and that the alien can't win, but like, at least make it seem believable.
Right. Don't tell me that he's just gonna throw him because he
Right.
felt like it. Like, you kill people and things as a vocation. This is what you do.
See, one of the cool things that this franchise does is that at the end of the movie, at the climax, the Predator will make the fatal mistake of going, you are the best warrior here, you are the last survivor, let me take all of my weapons and armor off, and we'll go mano a mano in a fair fight. And then the human usually ends up beating him through that. And it's like, yeah, that's a cool excuse to have the human
multiple Predators have done that.
win. In the first two, they did that, yeah. In both of them in the first two did that.
Okay.
This guy was not doing that. He was like, no, I'm still going to use all of my weapons and tools against you and still lose somehow. And he was supposed to be bigger and badder than the normal Predator anyway.
That's why I didn't like the ending.
But not like the last Predator movie where we had other bigger, badder Predators. This was a different bigger, badder Predator.
Yeah, Super Predator.
But not like the other super Predators that were in the other movie.
Oh, future of the franchise. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think they're future. Oh, yeah,
I'm
because
sure
of
there
the end. He gets a suit. He gets a Predator
Oh,
suit.
God, he gets an Iron Man suit. Yeah, it was...
Yeah. It jumps on a random guy, and the guy's, like, screaming, and nobody can do anything.
Again, that was just another thing. It was like we're building and building and building. What is this gift that this creature from heaven is bringing us? And it's the robot suit. That's going to be the thing that saves us from, like, global warming.
No, it saves us from the other Predators.
Well, because they were talking about, like, global warming was the thing that was making us an endangered species, which is why they were coming in to take us out, right? So this guy was going to save us from
Here's
that.
the problem, though. You have a robot suit. That's awesome. The Predator is invisible in the jungle somewhere. You have no idea where it is. It can still shoot you anyway.
Yeah, but you got a robot suit, which I assume would be laser-proof.
You assume. We don't know.
It's called the
And
Predator Killer.
could also,
it's gonna
like-
help you fight a Predator.
Also, I think if you have the standard heat vision of
My
a
issue is
Predator,
they
you can
sent
see the invisible
one
Predator.
suit.
Can it help you fight 10 Predators? Like, if they're really committed, they can send more than one.
That's my thing. It's like, we have billions of people here.
Also,
They sent one suit.
Yeah, can we reverse engineer it? Probably not.
going out on a whim
The
here,
kid can.
I don't think this movie's going to be successful enough to get a sequel.
I hated that this movie ended only with a setup for a sequel.
Yeah.
Like, it did not have its own... I mean, they killed the Super Predator. I guess that was the ending.
Mm-hmm.
But then the last scene is like, and here is something for the sequel, and for no other reason. It's like,
Yeah.
well,
Sequel that we're probably not going to get.
I don't care, even if they do. Just like, nah.
Yeah.
Let this movie end on its own terms.
But then you have the dangling plot thread of what was the gift.
I'm not going to remember that in 2-3 years when the next one comes out.
I don't know. Oh, are you doing final thoughts?
No, I mean, okay, fine. Future of the franchise. So for some reason, when they sent the gift, and everyone
Did
was
you
like,
just think Andy Serkis is going to pop out of the box? It's like,
kinda, yeah. So
he pops out like,
they sent this thing, and everybody's like, oh my god, what is that? And everyone's scared, and I was like, please don't let there be a xenomorph in that thing.
I
Because I was
said
like,
the same
there
thing.
better not be a xenomorph in
Yeah.
that thing. But if there was,
I would kind of have freaked out, though, if there was.
if it just popped out, it's gonna be Andy Serkis.
Well, Predators are CGI now, so he can just play Predator.
Boom.
Yeah. Anyway, my final thoughts are, I didn't completely hate the movie. I'd watch it again, I guess. But the action scenes were cool. Seeing a Predator on screen is cool until they replaced him with another thing that was kind of Predator-ish, but wasn't. But other than that, nothing in this movie impressed me at all.
Speaking of not impressive, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I had to go off the last thing he said. It was whatever he said. If he said he loved it, I would have said that too. Final thoughts.
What's your final thoughts?
Fuck y'all.
All right. That's from
Cool.
Colin. I liked it. It was fun.
That's a line that would be in the movie.
I'll probably see it again. Yeah.
Shane
And,
Black
yeah, that's about it.
trying to break the F-bomb record in the movie. But just having every character drop F-bombs.
I mean, you probably would in that situation.
I don't know if I would say fuck 3 times in one sentence.
You might. You can find us at the Reshoots on the medias.
All the medias.
Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Snapchat. We got anything else? Instagram.
Yeah.
We have Instagram.
Comment below. Let us know what you think of this Predator movie. What's your favorite Predator movie? What's your least favorite Predator movie? Is this one it? Hey, while you're down there, click like. While you're down there, click subscribe. And while you're down there, click the bell to notify you about something rather. I don't know what that thing does. Anyway,
It notifies you. You just said it. Where can they find you specifically? You still do social
you
media?
can find me on some of the medias. You can find me on Twitter at the Jester1138. And yeah, Colin.
Colin?
You can find Colin at Duck McGuck on Twitter. Comment below. Let us know what happens when you go to Grindr and you look up Duck McGuck. I just want to know what pops up. Does his face pop up? That would be cool. I'm just winging it, but if it does pop up, let us know in the comments below. Because I want to know.
You can find me on Twitter at a king named Simba. Goodness gracious, Justin. Now we have Grindr in one of our videos. Hashtag shoot him in the knees. All right, bye. Have fun out there.
Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off. The clapper.
This song?
It's a
Cool.
jingle for a clapper.
Is
The
that a
clapper.
thing?
That was a commercial.
Yeah, it's a light. that
Not really
turns on
commercial.
when you clap.
I mean, I know the thing's a thing. I didn't know it had a
You
jingle.
ever saw a commercial for it?
I don't think so.
You ever
Alright,
seen
you ready?
Bruce Almighty?
Is that the first one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he does it. Morgan Freeman does the thing.
Okay.
But in his Morgan Freeman voice. Clap
Intro.
on, clap off. That's the intro. Clap on, clap off.
Shane Black doesn't want to show us a kid getting shot in the kneecaps coming. That's not what he's
I
about.
don't know. He verbally abused that kid throughout all of Iron Man 3.
That's very different than shooting him in the leg.
Is it? You left him out in the cold in like a strange
Yes.
town
Yes, it is.
during blizzard weather.
Speaking of,
Speaking of not making sense,
Colin.
Colin.
I'm not gonna ask you what you thought about the Predator because I know you don't care. All right.
Colin's killing it this review.